He says immaturity breeds instability. And Paul says, I've been there. And here is the picture of a person that just won't grow up. They're just unstable in all of their ways. But he doesn't stop there, does he? He gives another picture. He moves away from the nautical to the meteorological. He says, not only are the winds dashing, but the waves dashing, but the wind is blowing. Things get bad. The meteorologist says things are going to change. And he said that's the picture of the person who is unstable in all of their ways. Nautical, meteorological, things start changing. And they have no stability in life. They have lost all of their balance. But then he moves to another image. Because he says if you're unstable in all of your ways, then usually that's the result for being gullible in all of your ways. That is, you just believe anything that comes along by every wind and every wave of teaching. I should have preached something nicer tonight, but that's okay. You'll be all right, won't you? The reality is, I'm amazed at this. I've given my whole life to the study of this scripture. And I'm amazed at how far people will go and what they miss in just reading this scripture. Immature, unstable, and gullible. Just eat anything. There's a 19th century preacher by the name of Henry Ward Beecher. You know who he is. It's Harriet Beecher Stowe's daddy. And here is what he said about this text. He said people start eating everything. He said they start with ethics and then they go to evangelism. Then they go from ordinances to doctrine. Then he said they go from dogma to some strange teaching. Eating from every pasture and never getting fat. I used to worry when people sit down and they said, I didn't get nothing out of it. You probably didn't. Because if you're still on Gerber gospel, if you're still on the milk of the word, if you haven't got past round one, you probably won't get nothing out of it. There is a growth factor attached to what God has called us to do. And so he begins by saying there are some impediments to spiritual growth. I just got one more thing to say. Because like Paul, you got to know the negative before you get to the positive. Hopefully tonight somebody says, I've been wondering why I've been reading and haven't got nothing out of it. Praying and it seems like my prayers go unanswered. It's just the growth factor. That is,